We'll call the meeting to order tonight. Could we have a roll call, please?
Copperly,
Here.
Barton,
Here.
Betteridge,
Here.
Jones,
Here.
Shook,
Here.
Spar,
Here.
and Warren. Thank you. We have a quorum.
Okay. Could we have approval of the minutes, please?
Mr. Chairman, I move that the minutes of February 22nd be approved as presented.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Thank you. Barton,
Yes?
Betteridge,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Shook,
Abstain.
Spar,
Yes.
Copperly.
Abstain.
Thank you.
Okay, before we begin with our public hearings tonight, our attorney is going to make, he has something he'd like to say to everyone.
Thank you. Tonight we have public hearings being held pursuant to published notice. Any person wishing to address the zoning board will be sworn in by our court reporter and will give testimony under oath or affirmation. At the conclusion of the public hearing, the zoning board will make its determination. 4 yes votes are required to obtain the approval of the zoning board. The purpose of the public hearing is for the zoning board to hear testimony and receive evidence regarding whether a proposed variance meets the legal standards for the variance to be issued. The public hearing is not intended to afford an opportunity to comment generally on whether a proposed project is or is not a good idea. Relevant factors for the zoning board to consider are set by state law and by village code. Those relevant factors include whether hardship exists, which is not caused by the owner and which is unique to the property. Testimony offered should be limited to relevant factors set forth in state law and the village code. Rules of order govern the conduct of tonight's public hearing. The chair, you should not speak unless and until recognized by the chair, and speakers should follow the direction of our chair. Additionally, we have a carryover case from last time, which is case number 1602, the Apostolic Christian Home for the Handicapped request for variance at 825 and 827 East Jackson. That will follow our public hearing, and I'll give a separate introduction to that case once it's up on our agenda. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, the first case we have is 1606. It's with Morton Collision. Those who wish to give testimony in reference to that case, could you please be sworn in, please?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the whole truth and nothing but the truth?
Thank you. Go to the mic, state your name.
Good evening. For those of you that don't know, my name's Scott Bunton. I'm the president of Morton Collision Repair. We've been at 925 South Detroit Court for 15 years now, and our business has been growing, which is fantastic. I guess we kind of put the cart in front of the horse, and we expanded our parking lot approximately 2 years ago, and we added a second drive just to the southeast corner of my property there. What we found out was happening was the traffic as it would come down Detroit Court for the other businesses, it would bottleneck up. A lot of my vendors couldn't get their trucks in because we only have the one drive at where the cul-de-sac is. And at one point in time, we even had a customer come from FedEx, and they parked in the cul-de-sac, and a flatbed came down, a one-source truck did, and the yaw, the trailer, while he was trying to turn around in the cul-de-sac, caught the front end of the FedEx truck and did like $5,000 worth of damage, which we got the job. But still, we don't want that happening to our customers. And it's really freed up the cul-de-sac. It's freed up the court. I think it's been really good for the neighbors. Obviously, it's been good for my business. Again, we kind of put I was unaware that I needed to get a variance or a permit even on this, but Roger informed me as we're doing another addition, and as I was applying for that permit, he informed me that that should have been permitted, and we certainly want to do things the right way. Can I answer any questions for anybody? Or?
Scott, are you putting a new entrance on your new building?
No. There will be no
so
more
this drive will be just going south to where your present driveway is now?
Right,
I mean, not the present driveway, but down at the end of the parking lot?
right, correct. That way folks don't have to back up. We have a lot of elderly customers that were really struggling with getting in and out of our parking lot.
So they're going to be able to come in on the Detroit and go out this new entrance?
Correct. It'll keep them from having to back up, and a lot of our vendors have large straight trucks.
Right.
And it makes it very difficult, or it did. But
Any other questions? Do you have any questions of us?
none at all.
Okay. Could I have a vote, please?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we grant case number 16-06 under 1010-2C as stated.
I'll second.
Second?
Before you ask for a vote, you might want to ask if anybody in the public.
I'll second.
would like to comment on it. I think you asked Mr. Button before.
Yeah. Does anybody in the audience have a question in reference to this case? Okay.
Betteridge,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Shook,
Yes.
Spar,
Yes.
Opperly.
Yes.
And Barton.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay, our next case
Thank
tonight.
you.
Thank you. Thanks, Scott. Good luck with that.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Our next case is 1607. Donna Kramer is requesting a variance for a garage at 605 West Jefferson, Zone R3. Required rear setback 18-9. Garage is proposed to be built 5 feet from the rear property line. Those who wish to give case, could you please be sworn in?
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Good evening. My name is Joe Boyer. I'm with Bullock Garages. I'm the project manager for Mrs. Creamer's garage project. The reason that we're asking for the setback is twofold. First, it'll increase the utility of the property, but second, it'll increase the safety as well. The existing garage right now, it was built before we had codes and whatnot, and that building is only 2 feet away from the house. And my concern is that a fire which would start inside the garage would communicate very quickly to the habited structure. So what we're going to do with the new building, tear the old building out, we're going to move the new building, so we're going to be 5 feet away from the house. Also, we're going to install firewalls inside. Secondly, their old building is in a poor state of repair. It would be prohibitively expensive to repair it, and it's 240 square feet. I call those Model A garages. Just you can get a car in there and not much else. So what we want to do is, because of their storage needs and the fact that they want to get some of their vehicles off the street and whatnot, we're going to go to a 600 square foot building. So put those two factors together, and we're going to infringe on the toward the back property line.
Any questions?
Joe, do you plan to use the whole garage for storage then, or you plan to put the vehicles that are presently on the premise in the garage?
Mostly vehicle storage, sir.
Because there's quite a few vehicles there.
Yes, there are. And there's going to be vehicle storage, and then toward the back will be some space for a bench and some shelves and tool storage and whatnot.
Is this going to be a single door entry or a
It will
double?
be a single door entry. That's all they have room for along that the way the driveway comes in there. That's part of it is shaded by the house, so there's no way I can put a 16-foot door in there. So it'll be an 8-foot door. But they can park cars, they can get a couple of cars in there, and then storage for tools, equipment, that sort of thing.
What happens to the vehicles that you're not able to get into the garage in that area?
I'd have to defer to Mrs. Creamer on that one, sir.
I defer to my son, Jim.
Well, you need to be sworn in. Would you like to add to this?
Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I sure do.
So.
Hi, how you
you doing? My name's Jim Brassfield. I have about 3 different cars that are currently at my present location, and what I'd like to do is, once the garage is complete, I plan on selling off the van and work on my Rambler that I've been working on, and that should be about it. That's all I plan on doing. So, I mean, other than other storage, and it'll make the area a little bit better, and rather than seeing all those cars all the time. So that was kind of my plan.
You have a storage building presently behind the garage, or almost alongside the garage.
I do.
Will that come down?
No, that'll be stationed there. That wasn't part of the plan.
Any other questions?
So is the garage use just storage only? Is that why?
Storage and, to park my vehicles in there and work on them at my leisure, instead of, having to deal with the rain and the weather, and there's really no way that I can work on my vehicle in the current garage because it's just way too small.
Question for Roger, maybe. The square footage on that lot, will they still be in compliance with the new garage and the storage building? I mean, will that cause them to exceed the allowable square footage of the structures there?
Well, this is not, the garage isn't considered an accessory structure.
Okay.
So they're okay on
Okay.
that, yeah.
So this,
Do you have any questions?
this isn't going to alleviate any direct issue you have with parking any vehicles on there now. It's just added storage, correct? That's
No, it will. In other words, if there's 4 or 5 cars in the lot now, then I can maybe park 2 there and, at the most 3 in the garage.
Has there been any conversation with the neighbor that abuts that line?
I believe everybody was contacted.
Well, everybody was contacted. I'm asking if you have had any conversation with them?
No.
No? Okay.
Any more questions? Does the audience have any questions? Okay. Can we call for a vote, please?
No, you gotta take a motion.
I mean, a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I would move that we grant case number 16-07-1010-2C as stated.
Is there a second?
second.
Was that Mr. Upperly?
It was.
Jones?
Yes.
Shook?
Yes.
Spar?
Yes.
Upperly?
No.
Barton?
Yes.
And Betteridge?
Yes.
Thank you.
Passes. Thanks for coming. Okay, the other item we have is our attorney's going to make a brief statement about the other business, and then we'll proceed.
Thank you. So, case number 16-02 was up for public hearing on our February 22nd meeting. At the close of that meeting, the vote was 2-3, with 2 members being absent on the matter of granting the requested variance. At that time, there was some question presented as to the appropriate procedure moving forward. As I believe has been shared around our board and with particular interested individuals in this case, the appropriate procedure will be for our 2 absent members to certify that they've reviewed the transcript of the prior hearing and the evidence presented at that hearing. At the conclusion of their certification, we'd have Cindy call roll for their vote to conclude board action on that matter. Statute's silent in my review on the procedure for certification, and since we have our court reporter present, I'll have both Mr. Opperly and Mr. Shook be sworn in by Arlene, and then I'll ask you to certify. I'll kind of ask the certification question, have you answer, and then we'll proceed to the vote. So, Arlene, if you could swear in.
Now raise your right hand, please. You guys solemnly swear or affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
I do.
Gentlemen, I'd ask each of you with a yes or no answer for me, whether you would certify that you've reviewed the transcript prepared by Arlene from our last public hearing and reviewed the evidence on file prior to your vote tonight.
Yes, I have.
Yes, I have.
And with the chair's permission, I believe it'd be appropriate at this time for our clerk to take their vote.
It's fine.
Opperly,
No.
and Shook,
Yes.
thank you.
Sorry, but this did not pass at this time. We didn't get enough yes votes. So I guess if you want to represent a different situation, we'd be glad to take a look at it. Thanks for coming. Is there any other questions tonight before we adjourn? Oh, Roger, do you have something?
Nothing tonight.
Okay. Okay.
Can I ask for a motion to adjourn?
A motion to adjourn, please.
Mr. Chairman, I move we adjourn.
Second.
Second?
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Thank you.
Thank you.